Welcome, love and gratitude from the heart to you who is so solid in teachings and so clear in insights. Thank you so much. To listen to you has become a ritual now for me. I'm here again with a question that decides my life trajectory from this point, and I value your insights on this. Since 1 month, I am feeling like turning my 9 to 5 job 4 days a week into a 9 to 1 job 4 days a week. At my workplace, however, no one knows what is human design and what is a projector. As per my country, this is very, very little work, as as it's a generator driven world where I have some resistance in asking for this because of the very valid explanations needed. Indeed, they need very logical answers because they are strategic beings. Yes, when I speak, everyone looks at me as if I'm talking out of space things. I definitely relate. They're easily able to go all day, all night long, and I get exhausted after 2, 3 hours. Yeah, projector. Can you enlighten my path here? What's the way? What's the best way to present my new decision to them? My open throat doesn't know exactly how to share this new decision. Also, what is clarity here? In my highs and lows, I feel the same need. That's good. I have felt it constantly for a month. Thank you so much. Your words value a lot to me. Thank you for this question. How to present it? Don't worry about that. So you already know that you're going to get resistance. So the how is not so important in this position. I would focus more on your alignment as per what will you do if they reject? Like, what are your options? What are you willing to sacrifice? Are you willing to quit that job altogether to be in your projected alignment? Or are you willing to work the same hours, 9 to 5, but kind of work a little bit more lazy and then get repercussions? Or are you willing to give them an ultimatum and say, I'm either going to work 9 to 1 or I'm not going to work? Um, you can give them an explanation that you are feeling that you are in a burnout mode, that this is too, like, just be honest, like, this is too much for me. I still want to continue working. So can we do it 9 to 1? You give me less money and I still continue to work there. So I don't know your situation concerning how valuable are you to the company where you're working at. That depends, if you are somebody who is easily replaceable, then take that into account. If you're somebody who is very valuable to them and they can bend to accommodate you, to keep you, that's a good position. So I believe this is a good choice. I believe that making small adjustments is better than kind of flipping the table over altogether, even though that's sometimes necessary depending on the situation. Yeah. Most people are strategic. Most people are goal driven like that, not receptive in the human design sense. And not only that, generators are wired differently, and not only that, but society is wired for go, beta frequency, two breaths, like a breath every 2 or 3 seconds. And most of society doesn't understand that this is taking them to their grave, that this is the reason, okay, if somebody's a generator and they're doing their job because they love it, that's going to be great for them. They're going to use up all their energy in a good way. But most generators are frustrated doing the job that they hate, but they still do it. So it's a lot of friction in the world, a lot of electrostatic energy that people hold because they have to do stuff, because you gotta work to eat and you gotta eat to live. And we are now coming into the age of understanding food so much differently, and how like 99% of food is actually robbing you of life force, not giving you life force. Slowly coming into realization that environment feeds you, and that air is the most important thing, and that you know all these other energy based foods that are not like glue for the gut and stuff like that. But I don't want to get into that so much. Yeah, human design is said to be for the 4% of the 4%, is how many people will actually be open to this in the world. So take that into account, 4% of the 4%. Because in order to understand this and be open to this, like it's a tool for the end game. It's a tool for those who seek it. It's not a tool for those that kind of, I felt this so much in every single situation where I try to push human design on anyone. Go like, hey, but let me just show you this. You got to also understand that in order to have the bandwidth to understand such a science, such a big, um, people need to have read certain things. People need to have time in their lives. People need to be at a certain state of consciousness, a certain breathing pattern, be hydrated enough to even hear things. Most people eat like 10 meals a day. They're all always on the go. They never read. Most of humanity doesn't read. How are you going to come to them with this? This is science fiction for most of the planet. Don't try to, this is, we projectors, we're going to, like, around few more years, and then this will start to be felt more. So I think we need to still kind of bide our time and do our deconditioning. This is still the time to get yourself in order, to release everything, and to hone, like, to refine your aura, to refine your sense of the invitation and all these things. And yes, to make adjustments to your life so you don't burn out before we become the leaders. We before we are recognized as what we are. But it's still too early, I believe. I mean, I feel now through Insight Timer, through people like you, through many projectors coming together, from more and more people opening up to human design, I feel the wave coming. Just that you won't get anywhere coming into like a construction site and saying, "Hey guys, this is not how it's supposed to be," or any place that never heard of these things, or they're just not open. So many people have their destinies, and yes, we projectors see them and we see what can be corrected, but you got to shut up. You got to shut up and take it and look at it and be like, yeah, you can do, I can help you. You don't have to suffer. But suffering is also the other contrast. If I remember, like, if I listen to certain podcasts where people say my sickness was the best thing that ever happened to me because it made me wake up, it slapped me around so much, and I was at the brink of my life, that it made me, okay, I got to change my life now. So I also learned that you don't take other people's suffering away from them, because it could be a great catalyst for their own change. um yeah, so to come back to the 9 to 5 thing, you got to take all this into account. You got to take into account that you have stumbled upon, um, like, a frame for your mind that is not easy to integrate. And judging by the way how fast you're integrating it, judging by your vocabulary, by how quickly you've assimilated this frame, um, be very responsible with your power. Be, with great power comes great responsibility. And even though we're gentle, you basically have to gauge who are you going to look at. That's how big of a responsibility you have. You have to be responsible who you are even looking at, because you are changing them. You are activating their nervous system. You are penetrating their aura. It's such a fine line to walk. And then you can take that into account when you talk about the 9 to 5 to 9 to 1. When the conversation starts, wait more, listen more than you say. Don't get like, the more hyped up you get, the more they pick up on your anxiety. They're gonna explode. Everything is blown out of proportion for us projectors from the other side. And you can take that into, like, you can take advantage of that. Like, we can be great manipulators. If I didn't want to help, I know I would be a great villain in this story of the world. Like, I could be the master of puppets, just seeing what energy can do. Um, so yeah, be honest, be humble, wait more than you say. And before that, just kind of have a few options and no expectations, or have expectations but kind of be okay. Okay, if this is the route that it goes, I'm going to do this. If this is the route goes, I'm going to do this. And then the last thing, you never know what might come out of a situation until you actually put your body into that situation. That's the biggest trap of all humans, not just projectors, is thinking we know things with our minds, but minds remember mostly the trauma. But only when you put your body and your whole life into a new situation. You know the saying, start walking and then the way will appear. When you put your body in a situation that you never put it before, then you see five new doors that you couldn't have seen because you didn't take that step from where the doors are visible. Okay, this has been amazing. Thank you for the question. Your questions are bringing out a lot of wisdom from me to you guys and to myself. Thank you, Sarah. Subscribe, like, leave a comment, share your story below. Check out my audio courses: Human Design, Basics, Intermediate, Projector Masterclass, other human design that will come out. Check out the Elemental Balancing audio course. They're all available on the Insight Timer app, where you are also invited to join the course classroom. In there, you can ask questions and get direct voice messages from me, and also engage with other students, share your feedback and insights, and further your learning. For one-on-one human design coaching and psychotherapy, send an inquiry through the website. Join us on the Insight Timer live sessions, where we do fascia and qigong stress release classes. Check out my art and merch webshop full of my original designs ready to be printed on shirts, notebooks, and many other products. Download my free ebooks and join my newsletter to stay connected and get updates and content in your email. Everything mentioned is available at icreatelines.com. Peace, health, and abundance.